It has been a whole winter and we are back with Patty Sue.
Hello, welcome to Editing Morgan. It's been more than a whole winter. It's been almost half the summer, and I want to apologize that I haven't posted. Life got kind of crazy, and as hopefully some of you know, when life gets crazy, you kind of forget about some things, and I totally forgot about YouTube. So I apologize, and I would like to let you know that I am back, and I appreciate your patience.
I have gotten numerous comments saying that we need to paint the underside of Patty Sue. So that is the first project of the season before we take her out. It's all exposed subfloor under there, so we need to get that all sealed up. So let me show you what I got. So we got the waterproof patch and seal clear sealant by Gorilla. We're gonna be painting that on. And then for some cracks that we have some places, I got this expanding foam for pond and stone. I got this one because it's like super durable and it's made to keep water like out of cracks. So I thought this would be the best one to buy. And then we got some sand, a sand block to finish her up, and when it's, you know, make it look nice. So as you see, this is not my shop. This is where I keep the camper in the winter, and I'm very thankful for that. So let us get her uncovered and start this project.
It's always the best feeling uncovering her after a long winter. It's like greeting an old friend.
So what we're looking at is, as you can see, it's basically an exposed subfloor, which is good because subfloor is super durable. You can see where we have a little bit of water damage.
This is foreshadowing. You're gonna see me cut in many times saying that this is foreshadowing.
Probably from, this is where the truck would kick up, the most moisture. But again, it's not squishy. It's not bad. It's completely fine. But other than that, I don't really see any other spots we need to worry about. Of course, it might change once I get all the way back there by the water tank. I'm already not looking forward to this. This is going to be quite the job. I have sunglasses to make sure the paint doesn't fall on my eyeballs, but hopefully the roller kind of keeps it all together. So I guess we just have to start, don't we?
At this point, I did not realize this was going to be a 2.5-hour job and how horrible it was going to be. I had to lay on my back and hold my breath and try not to be under the roller. It was so hard, and I did not realize how crazy thick this stuff was going to be. It was painting rubber onto wood. It was horrible.
You see me.
I'm sorry, that was the worst job I've ever done on this camper. Like 0 out of 10. That was horrible. I'm claustrophobic. There was no space under there, but by golly, we got it done. And with this much paint left, here, let me show you.
So this is the aftermath of that. Thank God I just got a disposable one. I don't know if you can see, but we barely have any left. And usually I would save this and maybe use it somewhere else, but I don't know if I will because it's just like, that's that. But yeah, I'm not going under there again, but I mean, you can't tell a difference besides it's like a little glossy now. But I made sure to get like all the little sides here as well. Any exposed wood. I got really good behind the tires and in front of the tires. Well, yeah. That was the worst job I've ever done. I never want to do that again, ever.
Okay, Editing Morgan back. With no context at all, we are now in Jean's wood shop again because I ended up getting an electric bike off of Facebook Marketplace for $800. It was originally $1,800, so it was brand new and it was from a store going out of business, but the only problem was it's huge and it doesn't fit anywhere, so we had to build a custom rack to put in the back of my truck to bring it with to horse shows. So here is that process. So it's really cool what we did. We created this freestanding frame that didn't have to be belted into the truck at all, kind of just used physics to hold everything up. As you can see, that big hole there is where the tire goes, and it basically just holds itself up. Only need a bungee on that front tire. And I ended up painting it with some water resistant, outdoor paint, and it looks really snazzy. It blends in with the truck. You basically don't even know it's there. I am really happy with it, and again, always thankful to Grandpa Gene for being the best ever with any project we have to do, and it comes right out, so it stays in my shed when I'm not using it. It ended up being a really wet spring, so I ended up taking the camper home pretty late into the season, a lot later than I would have usually, but here I am driving it back at 11 o'clock at night. It's finally spring and she's out of storage. We are ready to do some things. We've got the underside coated with rubber because that was a big comment. We need to fill some cracks that are leaking. I have opened the frunk and it seems like we have a little bit of mold due to that leaking. We have not opened this camper since September. I put in one of those anti-humid buckets that basically suck in moisture. So hopefully there is no moisture in the camper. There's just a lot to do and we got to get to it. But before that, just want to touch on a couple points. My $350 marketplace camper video has gone crazy, and a lot of people don't realize I don't have that camper anymore. I sold it to a guy in Wisconsin. You can watch the playlist and see how that whole journey went. And we are on to Patty Sue, and you can watch Patty Sue's playlist and learn all about Patty Sue. Let's get to it. So as I was just saying with the frunk, it seems like we have a little bit of mold in here, so let's get this open. But we're gonna need one of these to get all this done. Okay, it's not horrible, but it is not good. A random piece of plumbing. All of the awning poles, RIP awning, if you saw that last year. This is just all the power cords, hoses, all the good shit. We got a hell of a leak somewhere. When I tell you that this is foreshadowing about the leak, girl, you have no idea what is gonna happen. Okay, so what we're working with is this. At first glance, it doesn't look too bad, but then you get in here and you can't see it because it's super sunny, but this is standing water. You can't really see it, maybe you can a little bit. And then this is the area that we're worried about. That's mold right there. And that's from wherever this moisture is leaking from on this, which is why I have that spray that we're gonna use. Basically both sides of it right here. And this door actually leads into the camper, which is making me worried because why is it just there? But I'm pretty sure it's because of the leak. Pretty sure it's because of the leak. Okay, so we have a wide variety of cleaners. We have Lysol disinfecting spray. We have vinegar and water, bleach, and then floor cleaner. And don't worry, I'm not going to use these all at once because we don't want to make a toxic gas. All right, we got the shop vac. I think that's going to handle this a lot better. All right, we got it all cleaned out. I used the floor cleaner after the shop vac, and then I ended up spraying bleach on the mold. I wiped it down, but I'm honestly gonna let it like kind of soak into there. And once I get in the camper, I'm gonna open up these doors and actually hit it with a sand block just to really get it off. But I'm gonna let the bleach sit on there for a bit. And probably gonna get comments going like, that's not how you should clean it. Well, whatever, that's what's going on. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part. Let's pop Patty Sue open. All right, we got her popped open. So I'm actually not gonna pop out everything because we're literally gonna be doing that tomorrow. I'm just making sure everything looks clean. We left it in really stinking good, like we made sure we cleaned it pretty well because we knew it was gonna be put away. So, you know, the beds are good. So I'm just gonna be sliding them out a little bit for I can just, you know, get the floor around here. So this is the humidifier bucket I was talking about. Ooh, she heavy. Yeah, she definitely took in a lot of moisture. So yeah, it's called Damp Raid or Damp Rid. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. So basically traps excess moisture. Thing was like 25 bucks for like peace of mind. Yeah, it's heavy, so it definitely did its job. All right, so I have one bed pulled all the way out. This one I don't need because there's not a lot of stuff on that side. Just have to duck under the bed frame here, and we're in. Super cool. This is like a pull-out dinette. So this basically opens up the entire floor plan. I'm not gonna worry too much what's under there. We can definitely sweep and clean that up once we get to the showgrounds. Girl, I would be worried about what's under there. You should probably look before you go. You should probably look. Right now, I'm just gonna worry about vacuuming the carpet, doing a little bit on the floor, and then just vacuuming off some of the debris on the bed because again, this camper, she is 22 years old. This camper is 22 years old. So in some spots, you know, the seams on the canvas here, just the seams are shedding in some places, which is completely acceptable for being 22 years old. Everything else in impeccable conditions. So let's get this cleaning process started. We're gonna get the shop back in here first. Okay, so I also realized we're gonna need to pop this out to get the sink up, so we might as well clean under that too. We don't need to pull it out all the way. So now that we're in here, we can actually see what's going on. It's actually, this looks maybe a little scary, but it's actually like very minimal. And since I've hit it with the bleach, it's already looking way better. I'm just gonna hit it with the bleach one more time. Wow, this looks so good now. We could like use this as a bed. Now I'm gonna sand it off while sucking for we don't breathe any of this horrible stuff in. So remember the green bucket that was in the front that I pulled out first? It is filled with water, which means it was right under the leak source that I still need to find. How wet is it? There's a snail in here. But all this needs to go in the garbage. Luckily, I was able to salvage the hoses. And this is like a backup shower if anything were to happen. I feel like I don't even need to say anything at this point.
He seems fine, but yeah, absolutely disgusting.
We gotta find it, and I think the only way to find it actually is gonna be after we put it all away, because I went in and looked up into that little room that leads to the frunk, and I can't find anything. But you know, let's go back and check. All right, so we're in here, and as you can see, all this is pretty much good. This subfloor, like, I don't see any water damage, just like a titch right here. Gosh, you think you would see water damage on something somewhere. Like, the only thing I can see is this little bit right here, and it's rusting a little, like, barely right there. I think the only way we're gonna find it is closing it and looking at it, because they did put tape over one spot, and we might have to pull that tape up, which is less than ideal. This is what a coffin must feel like. While we're out here cleaning everything, I just pulled this off the heater, and we're gonna give her a wash outside. So I added a little rug for our shoes right when we come in, and then I got the grate back on the heater. So with everything said and done, I think it is time to close it all up. Watching this back and the way I am screaming at myself for not checking things more thoroughly is astronomical. I said that there was a lot of foreshadowing in leakage. I should have checked all the pipes before I shut this up, but again, I didn't have any problems last year, so why would I look at those this year? But you'll see what's coming. You're probably wondering why it's taking so long. One, I decided to clean off these because they were quite dirty. Second, I'm realizing where some cracks are and where we need to seal some stuff before we put it back down. Just located this crack, which I'm trying to decide if I should seal from the inside or outside. So I'm gonna take a quick peek and see what we should do. So it turns out we can't seal from the inside because it's plywood. So we're gonna have to seal from the outside. So I found my tape that I used for the top of the camper. And we're just gonna put a little patch-a-rooney on here. This tape is so satisfying to cut. The stickiest stuff. Please leave. Do not go in the camper. Go away. Really? Go. This is the same wasp that's been bugging me all day. Okay. Cannot keep this stuff in the sun because the whole inside starts to melt. Oh, look. Ooh. I have a silica packet stuck to it and all the beads just flew out. Oh my God, where did he just go? All right, we finally got it all closed up. I gotta find the source of that leak that was causing all that water issue. I have a feeling it's that right there above the light, and that tape has gone bad. At the same time, I felt it and everything felt really sealed. So I think I'm just gonna leave most of this and bring like the sealer stuff with me in case we find it. But it doesn't look like it's gonna rain at all. But yeah, Patty Sue is officially ready to go for tomorrow. Yay! All right, it is travel day. We have Patty Sue all hooked up. We got the electric bike to get around. Beautiful day. If I was not towing something, I could.
Okay.
I just can't accelerate that fast. I want you to know I offer every time to crank it up, but my mom really enjoys cranking the trailer.
All right, so it was all a peaceful setup until this line decided to blow. Yeah, and that fastening wasn't tight either. So a little bit of water, but we're fixing it.
So little did we know that it wasn't just a small leak or that one blown gasket. It was going to end up being a lot more because we kind of thought we had fixed it and it was not fixed. But here is my new booth setup. I got these new banners where we don't have to hang pictures individually now, and I absolutely love them because they are waterproof and we don't have to worry about them getting wet. And we always do our trip to Wally World, getting all our supplies. It's always just a fun thing, and we always look forward to going to Walmart. I don't know why, it's just fun. And we always get Pizza Hut afterwards.
All right, so it is
11:30 at night.
It is 11:48, and all of our water lines have decided to blow. So we have fans going like crazy. The sink one blew. And what actually happened is that they didn't really blow, so to speak. I would say it's whatever, just these plastic pieces just decided to give out. And it's either because, I don't know what happened, but I'm guessing you in the comments are gonna tell me, but I am guessing that either this plastic is 22 years old and it finally gave out, or something else happened. I don't know, but it's quite the adventure right now. And we are no longer able to take a hot shower. We literally had to pull this piece of wood off where we could get to like this. Oh my god. Coming to you live from the show. These things snapped, so it just spewed water everywhere. We literally had to pull this piece of wood off of here, and then this one blew as well, and then to top it off, the one under the sink blew. So you could say we're living luxury out here. Alright, so we are now boiling water to do basically a sponge bath with while everything dries. Yay! Drinking water turned to bath water. It's okay, it's a downward. Alright, we had a great first show day. The tent is down because we are dealing with 30-mile-an-hour gusts on top of everything we have dealt with so far. Luckily, I had my old camp shower, and we used the pump that you put in a bucket basically, and we took a shower. We have let everything dry under here, dried up well. So you can see this is what happened again. So we just got to replace those, including the one under the sink. And we took a shower by boiling water in our pot. Despite the winds, Patty Sue is holding up well. It's just these 30-mile-an-hour gusts are insane. You can like hear them coming across the trees. Good morning, day 2. We out here. Beautiful morning. Besides the fact it's really cold. Really cold. Slept really well. Panda Man's still taking naps. But we're gonna get out and get this bread.
So the weekend ended pretty well, except for, of course, the water lines blowing and not being able to take a hot shower. But things got crazy and we ended up not filming for a bit, and here we are.
All right, it has been a hot minute and I'm so sorry, but things got crazy. The last you've seen is all the water lines blew in the camper. We are now 2 weeks out from that and we are at our next show and I will show you what we fixed. All right, so the shower line has been replaced. One of them was still good, but this one has been fitted now with a brass fitting, so it can't blow, which is great. The one under the sink has also been fitted with a brass fitting and is now fixed. All good. And I'm not going to show you, but the one underneath the dinette has also been fixed with the same brass fitting. Just trust me, it's fixed, obviously, because the water is working. But let me give you a quick tour of our setup this show. We have my mom's side of the camper. Beautiful view, just gorgeous. Look at that. Then we come around, we have our food area. We have our fridge stocked full for the weekend. We have our dinette area for eating, watching shows, hanging out. We have my side with Bun Bun. And here's my view. My truck. Here is the kitchen area with our stove, sink, our array of kitchen materials, plates, paper towels. This is where we hang our towels after we take a shower. And here's where we are parked this time. We're on a nice little concrete pad out here in beautiful Wheeler, Wisconsin. This is going to be our shower area. As you can hear, the hot water heater is running, and we're going to open up where we take a shower. And here is where we take our showers. That is the setup so far, and we have working water, which is fantastic. That should be good. Hello. Okay.
I want to do a huge thank you to Aaron. He is the one who fixed our water lines for us, and he fixed it so fast because we had a turnaround of a week to get back to Wisconsin to do another show. So thank you so much, Aaron. I'm sorry we didn't film the rest of that show. It got really hard to work in. It was raining every day. I was just focusing on keeping my gear dry, and it was just really hard to film. I apologize again for the lack of content on that second show, but exciting news for you. I leave for another show in T-minus 7 days. So I want you to look forward to a full weekend of unscripted camping content. I'm going to make it my job, besides taking photos of horses, to show you every single tiny thing that goes into camping at a horse show, as well as working a horse show, as well as what it's like living in a pop-up camper for 4 days. So thank you all for staying with me, and I hope you enjoyed all of that. That was basically a month's worth of filming put into one video, so I know it was a little longer than usual, but I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you guys soon.